to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
He is a comic book nerd.
In Brightest Day and Darkest Night. We can learn a lot from comics.
She is a reality TV junkie.
No idea.
Snooki had her baby. A dollar makes me holla.
Chris likes sci-fi.
They do a brain transplant into this whole new body, but it's you.
Kristen likes celebrity gossip.
Breaking news.
Oh, more breaking
news?
news?
Official. Before it was just a rumor. These two, our pets, moved back in together.
What do they have in common? Nothing. You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast.
Now, here's Chris and Kristen.
Well, hello and welcome to
Do you know the name of the show?
Two Strangers, One Podcast. I don't know why. Why did I freeze there?
Right.
You know, it is we're recording with the delay, and so and this computer is a little old, so it's like it sounds like Max Headroom.
Yeah.
Do you remember who Max Headroom was, or is that a cultural reference?
That's a cultural reference.
Oh, okay, it's like he was a guy. It's the guy Matt Frewer. He's been in a bunch of sci-fi movies,
okay.
and he's like, you know, so he's talking with a stud. He was a guy with makeup on. No, and they used to like purposely put in all these digital hiccups to make it look like he's all digital. It was the 80s, you know, it is. If everybody was going to be, you know, in computers and stuff like that.
Right now.
Yeah. So I was
Our
like,
flying cars.
you're listening to Two Strangers. So yeah, Max Headroom.
Uno
That was
podcast. We should do all Spanish.
Hola. It was like the bad.
Yeah.
The bad high school Spanish.
Right.
Hola, bienvenidos a dos. I don't
It'd
know.
be like bienvenido. Like it just doesn't sound right.
Un podcast. So yeah, where to begin? Going to thank Jen for coming out.
Yes.
We record on Mondays. If people haven't picked that up yet, we record on Mondays and the episodes go out
During the
on
week.
Tuesdays, Thursdays. But so Jen just left, and it's not that she didn't want to be here, but she had to go pick up her kids. So
That's important.
yeah.
Guess you had a legit reason.
Yeah,
Right?
when you got kids and stuff like that. I mean, I got a kid, but screw it. Let somebody else take care of
That's
her.
right. That's how we feel about
That's
it.
horrible.
Screw it.
And so in the beginning, I knew, you know, of the show when it says, you know, Brightest Day and Darkest Night. I've mentioned a couple episodes back that I've been like really get into the comic books again and stuff like that. So I've been, for anybody who's out there in a comic book world, I'm reading, it's not necessarily
Star Trek's coming out soon.
Oh,
right?
But that's coming,
I was
Star
just thinking,
Trek,
like, the other
Iron
day,
Man
it was a
3.
band that I saw that's coming out, and I was like, I gotta tell Chris the date, whatever, but it was Star Trek.
Oh yeah, no, it's Star Trek.
And it looked pretty badass in May. I think.
Oh, yeah.
May, right? Like May 19th or something.
Yeah,
That
it sounds
doesn't
about
even
right.
sound right. I don't.
No, it's like mid-May, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
mid-May. Let's go with
mid-May. So yeah, they got Iron Man 3 coming out, Star Trek Into Darkness, excuse me.
But Iron Man 3 is like in a week too, right?
Iron Man 3 is beginning of May, yeah, so that's right around the corner.
May's a
Yeah,
May's a nerd
Free
month.
Comic Book Day is coming up again, so
And when was that?
that's the first Saturday in May.
In May.
So
May is all like
yeah, no, well, Iron Man is the Friday
month.
before Free Comic Book Day, which
right.
it was. I think they did it the
Okay.
same weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all planned around.
Yeah, they're smart enough to
Nerd
know
orgasm.
because the
And then the following week is
and then
Nerd Orgasm Day.
well, it's because they're doing Iron Man 3, and Marvel is going to introduce a whole new series that's coming out called The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
And Guardians of the Galaxy is
filming it yet or anything?
they've released art like what's the word like pre-visualization like
So
how they
they
want them
haven't
to look.
Picked anybody or anything like that?
No, and if they do, when they do people for this, there's really only going to be one. Okay, they may have Robert Downey Jr. is probably gonna at least be in the movie for a couple of minutes as Iron Man,
cameo.
because what they're doing now in the comic is Iron Man, and he always was kind of part of this team Guardians of the Galaxy.
But not the main.
He's not one of the main guys, but you know, these in the comic books,
who's
everyone's
the main
they're always cycling different people out. Oh no, there's a guy named Star-Lord. There's a guy named
The names always get me.
yeah, Zax the Destroyer or something, the Conqueror or something like that. There's a big tree guy named
Stargazer.
Groot. Star-Lord. I'm
Star-Lord.
So Star-Lord is the only character that's actually probably going to be a person in a costume. Everything else has to be CGI.
What does he wear?
He wears it looks like a futuristic flight suit, like an
pretty
aviator. You know, like the what they call double breasted with the buttons run on the front. And he wears a mask, so it could technically be anybody.
Yeah, it'd be like Michael Myers, like nobody ever knows.
Yeah, so
who the real guy is.
Star-Lord, there's a character, Rocket Raccoon. So there's Rocket Raccoon.
Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, well, I mean, these
or
are...
somebody you like count on.
Guardians of the Galaxy is basically the Avengers in space. And what they're doing in the comics now is they're actually bringing back Iron Man to be part of the group because they know they're putting it in everyone's head, hey, get ready because now we're gonna, so Robert Downey Jr. is doing Iron Man 3, he's already did Avengers, he's coming, they're gonna have him for Avengers 2 and 3, and he's gonna at least do a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's...
Something tells me he's got money.
Oh yeah, no, Marvel is, they're gearing up all this stuff, so just to remind fans that Iron Man was at one point part of the Guardians of the Galaxy,
and
so there's gonna be a cameo, because at the end of the Avengers, when they had the character Thanos, there was a big deal. There was, not all these Marvel movies have a little thing at the end after the credits. Like, so they're saying at the end of Iron Man 3, they're probably going to have some sort of connection to Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they'll bring back that Thanos character to be the bad guy in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I mean, couldn't they come up with a better name than Guardians of the Galaxy?
Well, it's been around since the 70s or something like that.
They're going to change the name, or is it...
No, they're going to keep it. No, they...
Or it'll be like Guardian of the Galaxy : something like...
Guardians of the Galaxy, no. It'll probably, by the time they do part 2, all these movies are going to have little bits here and there of, it's going to be a whole web of movies, so, and Marvel's just going to rake in the dough, because it's Disney. Disney can,
run the world.
Yeah, so they're gonna bring back Thanos, and I actually have about 91. There was a big series called the Infinity Gauntlet, and I think I mentioned that before. It's this big gold glove that has these jewels on it. So
pretty
that glove was the background of Thor, the first Thor.
I remember you saying that. So did you notice it the first time, or did you? I didn't
notice it. I didn't notice it because it literally is on screen for a split second. But enough nerd friends of mine, someone has a screen capture of that scene from the Blu-ray.
It's crazy to just... You'd have to see that movie multiple times to be like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, there's the Infinity Gauntlet, and there's the Terrasact, and there's the Terrasact is that cube from the Avengers, the blue cube, because that's going to come back. So that's the cube. It's called the
what's it called? A sack?
The Terrasact, I think it's called.
They couldn't like the blue cube.
Actually, no, that's a mathematical term. Terrasact.
Yes,
it's when
a blue cube.
It's a blue cube.
So that means the mathematical.
Well, it's not the Infinity. What the hell's the name of the galactic cube or something? I'm nerds. But you know, I've been getting more into the DC universe, so that's why I've been my Marvel stuff. My Marvel stuff is falling behind.
Right now.
But Terrasact is okay. If you have a square,
sounds like something a guy would do. Like
Terrasact. Terrasact. That's what 2X did. Terra butt. But so okay, if you have a square in 2 dimensions, that's a square. Mm-hmm. When you have it in 3 dimensions, it's a cube. And then scientists have this thing. It's a cube in 4 dimensions, which is the Terrasact. It's a cube through time. Oh, I just blew your mind, didn't I? So yeah,
mind officially blown.
So yeah, the cube and so yeah, it's you're learning all this stuff that absolutely means nothing, right. But so yeah, the Terrasact was the blue cube from the Avengers. So they're weaving all these movies together, and then
which is genius on their part.
The rumor was, and they spoke about this on our brother podcast, Living Lame, or actually the Real Chat podcast. There were rumors that they were gonna maybe kind of introduce like Hulk in the Hulkbuster armor.
Oh right.
But I honestly, they're not gonna do that. There's too much on their plate. But you could introduce the Hulkbuster armor in Avengers 2 to have a Hulk Part 2 or Part 3, depending on.
They could probably introduce anybody at any time. That's the genius of how they made these movies. Like, hey, if we want to throw him in, we can throw him in.
Yeah,
we can put him in the storyline.
Yeah, and here's a Star-Lord and Iron Man and Rocket Raccoon and Groot. But see, and then Groot is a tree. It's like now I always remember Groot as being like a little potted plant. And in the concept art, it's a big fucking tree. It's a Groot. 30-foot
sounds beautiful.
Man tree. Man tree. And I guess anybody who's seen the Lord of the Ring movies,
there you go.
There are big walking trees. So
based on a true story, right?
Yeah, I have to keep it nerdy. So
of course.
I'm getting super geared up. I'm actually like I'm a writer. I've written 2 novels, and I'm working on a comic book. I'm doing kind of.
What were you saying? They have.
I was playing with it, and so I went on Fiverr.com, where we got all our announcers and stuff like that. And there are comic book artists. So I actually had a guy draw some stuff that's going to be like basically the cover of the comic book that I wanted to write.
Now, what is it about?
I mean,
Get a
hopefully,
sneak peek into your
writers
mind?
don't like to spoil it, because then if it changes, then they feel like, but basically it's, Cyborg and Steel, and these are, now remember Shaquille O'Neal did the Steel movie?
Yeah.
But that was corny and hokey, and
Shaq.
no, it's not gonna be Shaq, and it's not gonna look like that character.
6'10" or however.
I mean, it's a big, tall, and actually both characters are black. So,
Conveniently.
so yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, and his name's Shaq.
And, but I'm writing this comic not with the intention of, I'm gonna write a comic book with 2 African-American characters.
Right,
I just thought, and trust me, I went on Google, and I've searched the thing. They've never really had them, like, and especially I would think, 2 black guys, one guy wears steel, the other guy's half a robot. Why not? One guy's a cyborg, one name is Steel. And I was like, they've never met, so I'm writing a Steel cyborg crossover comic.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's coming out pretty good.
Good.
So I contacted the guy, said, look, I want Cyborg, Steel, and I want them together, and Steel's the teacher and Cyborg's the student.
Did he do it?
I'm waiting on it.
Oh.
In all fairness, it said wait 7 days. I paid for it on Thursday, so,
7 days isn't bad.
yeah, for a sketch and stuff like that, because these guys, and so, and I'm playing with the, I want, like, if it comes out really good, I want him to do like us. Like, I want a 2 Strangers, 1 Podcast comic book.
All big boobs.
You want big boobs? Okay.
And like a tiny waist.
Okay.
Not like what I would want to look like.
Well, and I was thinking, I was like, what kind of costumes could I give him? And I'm like, I could do like a logo, like I'll have the guy figure, stick figure from the bathroom symbol, and you could have the girl figure. So, a 2 Strangers, 1 Podcast comic book.
I like it.
Why not? It would be,
Somebody can draw something creative, I'm down. Because I can't.
And I actually, now get this, I went Craigslist, and I'm like, I kind of need a writing buddy, and I, just someone to be like I have
a cheerleader?
A cheerleader coach, and I swear that I used the word cheerleader. A cheerleader coach, confidant, companion.
Let me support me. Tell me.
Like, I don't have enough on my plate.
Right.
But, and no one has responded to like,
either.
I'm looking for a writing partner.
Cheerleader? Like, I'm helping with the writing?
But,
am I there to be like, yay?
I would reciprocate it. People write in teams. Like Christopher Nolan, the guy who did the Batman movies, he writes with brother.
Okay, so you'd let them at least write.
Oh, of course, no, it's not. No,
so
I'm not looking
for like somebody just being
writing partner, because then
that's different.
They would read my stuff, I read their stuff. The Coen brothers, the Wachowski brothers, all these like brothers that make movies. Yeah, and my blood brother doesn't wait, or at least I think so. So and he's 300 miles away. So
cool,
I'm actually. So I guess if anybody, I guess technically you could have a friendship online nowadays. So. I am kind of looking for, I don't care what the person looks like. I just want someone that's going to write or
writing buddy.
I just need a cheerleader. And come on, Chris, you could finish this chapter. So, but I went on Craigslist and I put that up a couple of days ago. No.
But did you put in there that they can write to elaborate?
I said I'm looking for a writing partner, but I did I put it in Rochester because it would be someone at least I could drive to their house or something like that. And then
there's a way to put nationally. I've never actually done that.
I've tried to pimp our Indiegogo page nationally, and it's like Craigslist. If you do more than like 3 posts in a day or something like that, then they block you.
So you can't just do like one national that goes on.
Well, I mean, I'm not aware of it, but so I've been going to individual cities, like just pimping Indiegogo, and they're like, oh, you can't post anymore. And I'm like, but there's no there's a big difference between posting in a Rochester Craigslist and posting in a Syracuse Craigslist. Right. And apparently they're like, oh, no.
So there should just be like one national one, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Craigslist is supposed to be local.
I guess that's the whole gist of it. But it takes away from it.
And I've been trying to pimp the Indiegogo, and it's like,
you keep getting banned.
Yeah, I keep getting banned.
Nobody wants you to pimp it.
Well, now I've just been straight up spamming people who already contributed to, not contributed to Indiegogos, but Indiegogos that are based in Rochester.
Yeah.
So like, we have like people, cause Corning's not too far away. We have like, kids from the Corning, like kids from the Corning, kids from Rochester, Rochester Institute of Technology, who, working out of Corning with glass, so they could get a trip to go to some glass museum in Germany, and we had like the Rochester Erotic Arts Festival, and it's just I'm spamming all these people. So it's like if we haven't had contributors yet, I mean I want to thank the 4 people who so far contributed, but it's going to be a weird mix of erotic writers from Rochester and kids blowing glass, and I know. Well, I mean that sounds dirty, but
did you see my post? I put it on Craigslist.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think how many I did. I feel like I've done 2, but did I do it all on Craigslist? Must have.
Yeah. Don't do more than 3, because then you blocked. Just letting you know.
Maybe I only did 1, and I just put, like, the event, the event info, StrangerCon, and then also a link for... Okay, I also did it on Facebook. I was like, I knew I did it, like, a couple places. So, yeah, I did a Craigslist. Okay.
Yeah, just leave it there. My cat's, like, sitting at the door, but
opening
he didn't leave.
nothing.
Now, we've been getting we've been getting tons of likes. We've been, like,
that. I was like,
3 likes every day.
I don't think it would be because of me. I don't know, maybe, or because of you and spam.
You know what I think? When
Facebook and Craigslist.
I think when one person likes,
yeah.
If you could just close doors. I think when one person likes, their friends see the like, and then they like it.
Okay.
So it's
that's
like,
what I was thinking.
We've been building up momentum. Like every day, we've been getting at least.
I noticed that. I was like, oh, okay.
At least 3 likes a day. So
we like it. We love you.
Welcome to all the new people. We have the best audience. And like at first, honestly, I was kind of like suspicious. I'm like, where are all these people coming from?
Like, well, I know I did something, and I'm sure.
But they're like all over the place. Yeah. You know, it's different parts of the country.
There were some in like New York and different spots, and then it was like Chicago or something. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
So welcome.
We'll take it.
All our new listeners.
Hello.
Now, one of the things, you know, when you go on the internet and everybody has their own little business, I've noticed there's a lot of consulting and marketing, and
whatever that is. Yeah.
Consulting and marketing, and it's like, if you can't even yourself to be consulting marketing, you know, what makes you think that you can help me?
Yeah.
You know, like I was thinking, okay, maybe people can help me out with, you know, StrangerCon and Two Strangers podcast. But it's like, you know, I found you. You didn't find me. If you were able to, if you reached me, that'd be one thing. But all these people, everybody's into consulting and marketing, and there's a lot of people. One of the big blogs, and I'm surprised I didn't know this, is WordPress, which is basically Microsoft's version of like a blogging, and there's all these people like, I'll help you do the layout for your WordPress page, and it's like, and I guess it's okay for people that don't know what they're doing, but like, you're not really
helping,
providing a service.
It's not really service, but
that's like someone saying, here, I'll help you manage your Facebook page. Like,
what it,
you just do.
What it is it's just like the older.
I want to start a website.
Lazy, I guess, like they're too kind of like they don't want to learn themselves. So I'm gonna hire somebody who knows how to do it. It's like so easy that you can teach it.
Yeah, it's go on YouTube.
Did it.
Yeah, go on YouTube. Like even when it came time to like us start the podcast, I just went on YouTube and like I want to start a podcast, and
we didn't hire someone.
There was like a 12-year-old kid that did
the
video that I was watching that
all these
information
on everything,
how to do a podcast.
Right.
So like. And it's very meta that we're doing a podcast talking about all the stuff we do in the background. But I've just noticed that there's a lot of consulting and marketing people online.
Consultant. What do you want me to consult? Name something.
We could say we'll consult you on how to do a podcast.
I'll consult you.
Yeah. So
consult you. I'll do it all.
So I've been all over the place. Fiverr, Craigslist, Indiegogo, just getting out there, reaching out to the people. And, I don't know. What do you got for us?
Let's see. Do 420 was recently. Snoop Lions party. He had a weed party. Well, 420 party. Got shut down. Neighbors didn't like it. It was too rowdy.
Oh, boy.
And you know, you thought about all the people. They couldn't let him have his one day. You know, it's Snoop Lion. And then did you hear about what happened in Denver?
Because did they just recently legalize it or make it or decriminalize it? I guess would be the best.
Yeah, I guess like so much you have on hand, whatever. So they had in Denver. I don't know if it must be new. Because I'm guessing since it's just recently not as illegal as what it was. So they had it was like basically a 420 festival. I mean, massive amounts of people. Shots fired. Out of all the places, like this place is supposed to be calm. Somebody must have got paranoid or something. But I don't think anybody was killed. I know there was a few injured. But I didn't hear of anybody being arrested, so I don't even know if they know. I don't know. But you see on the camera. I guess
if you get a big enough group of people.
I mean, right. Something's gonna happen. Yeah. Whether it be a fight, you know, somebody with a knife. Who knows? You're not in the right state. I mean, there's people who get paranoid on that shit. Like, all of a sudden, like, you got a gun, baby?
Yeah.
You think somebody's coming after you?
Responsible. It's like, I mean, if you know you're going to be drinking, don't carry your gun with you. You can get high, don't carry your gun with you.
You're not in the right state line. So, yeah, they had this, it was all outdoors. I mean, I don't recognize the rapper's name. They had music with her, but there was a rapper on stage or performing, and then suddenly it was like, shots fired. I mean, people ran, obviously. And so, but all I could think of, because they had footage of just people running, is like, I'm thinking they're running so fast, but they're not.
All slow.
Yeah, and they're like, woo, and it's just like slow-mo. But yeah, I didn't hear of anybody being arrested, so I don't even know if they know.
I mean, I guess after recent events in Boston,
Right, I fucking run too.
any group of people with loud bangs,
right?
would.
Yeah. But I was like, it's 420. It's a pop festival. Like, we can't even have a pop festival without anything going on.
What's wrong with you people, man? Just
You're
get
ruining
smoked
everything.
up
Just relax. Listen to a lot of music. Like, it was a rapper. Like, I don't know. You can, like, something mellow. Like, let's just relax.
Get some reggae. Get some, 311 or something like that. Get the white boy reggae. Or
something crazy. Like, I don't even, it was like a little scrappy or something. I don't even know if that's the right name. But something little.
Oh, everybody's, little this.
Everybody's little.
Little
They should have some big, like Big Poppy,
Fat
Joe.
Yeah, right. There was Fat Joe, Big Pun, Notorious B.I.G. Many littles. Not enough fat guys. All the fat guys are. Well, Biggie died of natural. I mean, not natural causes. Because Big Pun was a heart attack. Heavy D, heart attack.
Yeah, see, we weed out the big. I guess everybody wants to be little, so they can be around a little longer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now here's a question.
What a question.
Why do girls with straight hair want curly hair, and why do girls with curly hair want straight hair?
I can't tell you. Because growing up, a friend of mine, her hair was naturally curly, and I mean, to this day, she still straightens the shit out of it. And we're like, just let it go curly. And it was rare to ever see her curly. It had, it was too much, I guess, to maintain. Mm-hmm. But on my other friends, mine's kind of wavy, but I would love a nice curl every now and then. And I guess because if you can make curl, it's not as tight curl where it'd be too hard to manage.
Yeah, I don't.
We just don't.
I've noticed a lot of girls change. Like a lot of girls make a big deal about changing their hair, and it's like, oh, I was curly, now I'm straight, and then the ones who were straight, now I'm curly, and it's like, honestly, guys don't.
They don't care.
Guys don't care about that shit. They really don't.
They're not concerned with the hair on your head.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They want you. I don't know.
Khloe Kardashian.
86th
from the X Factor.
I heard.
They didn't say, quote unquote, let go. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she wanted to come back and they were like, see, or she was fired, but they're just saying let go. Mm-hmm. Well, it's because you sucked, but,
yeah.
You're not a host. Mario Lopez still staying, so don't worry, ladies. Did you see, what was it, last night, Sunday, they had the big interview with Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, I missed. We were talking about it. I missed it.
And I was like, I can't even entertain this. Like, I saw Ryan Seacrest, and I'll change it. This is that interview thing. So, nothing I know was on the blogs or anything about anything really being revealed. So, I'm sure it was a waste of time.
Yeah, of course. It's
waste of airtime.
45-minute jerk-off session.
Right.
Now, I started bringing this up on the other episode. It was one of those magazines that they have by the checkout counter.
Yeah,
and it says, Kim Kardashian. Of course, I'm pretty sure the story's bullshit. Kardashian getting paid to gain weight. That she's pregnant.
I've heard that before, but okay, the way I heard it was not that she's getting paid, but she's purposely gaining weight so that she'll land like a Weight Watchers deal, like Jessica Simpson after she has the baby.
Oh,
which,
okay.
I heard the story, I was like, it's not far-fetched. I totally see it happening.
Oh, okay.
But, that's all I heard on it. Nothing, again, confirmed or anything like that. But I was like, that is...
Gotcha.
Obviously, I could really see that happening.
Yeah, because it's Kim Kardashian on cover of the magazine with, a fork in her mouth.
Oh, she's been, they have, Froyo every day. That one's always eating.
Yeah, and so...
Because the first week, too, when I don't even think she had a baby bump, she was saying the baby's craving healthy food, and then the next week she's at, In-N-Out Burger. She's like, well, not anymore.
But, nothing, she looks good big,
yeah.
It's her titties, she was always chesty, but, she's filling the tits in the ass. Yeah, it's
now it looks more proportioned.
Yeah, and it's...
she's got big belly, big ass, big tits, everything big.
Yeah. She looks good. I mean, I don't...
Her issue is that she's wearing ridiculously big clothes. So, recently she's been doing a little looser, because it's stop trying to wear normal clothes.
Yeah.
Let's wear maternity clothes for a little bit.
Slow down.
Now, recently she's been starting to look better, because it's more loose-fitting.
Oh, okay.
Because or else you look like a stuffed sausage, you're pregnant.
Alright, this is the one this is the cover of Self magazine, Kelly Osbourne.
Oh.
And it's loading on my phone right now. Right now you just see her head. But it is, don't get me wrong, she's probably lost a lot of weight. It is the most photoshopped picture on the face of the planet, where she has a flat tummy, and...
She will tweet, recently she just tweeted a picture of her back, because she got really bad sunburn. And you can see, she's got, she's not fat, but I wouldn't be she's fat how she used to be. Mm-hmm. She's got a little love handle, a little bit, nothing crazy. So, and I guarantee in that photo, she's no love handles. It's straight down.
Oh yeah, okay, there's much. So yeah. I'm showing Kristen the picture right now. She's wearing.
She's got like a 12-pack.
Yeah, she's got like abs and a little hourglass to her.
Skinny, but she's got like a little chub on her, not like.
Yeah, that's obvious because before I lost my cable or before I moved, I was watching the show she did with Joan Rivers, the Fashion Police or whatever.
Who now the writers of that are on strike. Why? That's all. I was like, what? Why? Because I guess they were getting paid overtime. Who knows?
Oh God.
But it's like,
and at the very least,
job right now.
Because Joan Rivers. I don't know about the girl in the show. I know Joan Rivers writes her own shit, for the lack of a better term. Yeah. Of course, she's that old school insulting. You got to love me 'cause I'm insulting you so bad kind of a deal. But really. Writers for Fashion Police.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, "There's fucking writers for this shit. You guys are commenting on clothes."
Well, the other girl, the one that I think
Juliana Rancic.
Yeah, she probably needs writers. That
I'm sure they're giving them fashion tips. Because other than working for E and being a host on shit, what do you really know as a fashion person?
Yeah,
and that's the show. I think the other homosexual guy on there, that's his job. His day job is fashion.
Oh, okay.
He does something, so at least he's got something. But Kelly Osbourne, they're just E people. So I'm sure there's some. How many writers could there be that they're on strike?
And that was my point. Is that Kelly always seems to be wearing flowing clothes.
Yeah,
she's never worn and. Just to sound rude for a second, if you had the body, you'd be showing it off.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm in a brown underwear right now.
Yeah. And so magically, she's on the cover of Self magazine, abs, little hourglass to her.
She's not fat how she used to be. She used to be dumpy, I guess you'd say. But I think she just had a little bit of chub. Not unhealthy, but yeah, she's that's not her body.
Yeah, that is not.
That's a straight up defined body.
Because it doesn't look natural.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Her head looks bigger than. And it was confirmed to Mrs. Osbourne. Not getting a divorce. They're split up because I guess Ozzy has been drinking and doing drugs again.
Oh, okay.
I guess he goes on benders sort of thing. He'll be sober for so long and then.
And because Sharon's probably not even home. Before it was different because she was home and keep an eye on him.
She's busy.
Yeah.
She's doing stuff.
X Factor.
Whatever the hell she
and
does.
the talk or the chew.
The chew. I'm sure she's on a. Was that? Didn't she have her own show at one point, or maybe they were gonna give? I think they were gonna give her own, but I don't think it ever happened. Either way, she's busy.
Yeah, she's busy, and Ozzy's at home bored.
So I guess, so I think she wants him, the thing was, she's living somewhere else, and she wants him to be sober for so long until she goes back. Whatever. So I guess it's probably been going on for years.
Like a trial.
Yeah. He'll stay sober for so long, and then bored.
And he's like, the devil's playground.
Everybody's out. Yeah.
As soon as you give, you can't.
Idle hands.
Yeah, idle hands. That's the word I'm looking for. When someone's left alone to their own devices, they're gonna self-destruct, For some reason, just having Ozzy in mind, me being a Metallica fan, one, they're working on their new album. They're touring. They are touring, but that's what they kind of do when they tour because Metallica, even before they even go out on stage, they warm up by playing music. So
smart.
Yeah, and they for people that are fans of the Metallica fan club, there's links on YouTube. You can watch them. Yeah, they warm up, but. If you were in that room, it's no different than if you were on a concert. You know what I'm saying? It's almost a private concert. But one, they're getting ready to write their new album. There is audio online of their a song that they were working on. That which happens. They put it out and they put it out.
Leaked or they put it out.
They put it out, and it's just testing the audience. And honestly, I'm not really feeling it. I'll be honest with you.
Did you see anybody else's comment? Can you?
I was watching. It's one of those things when you go visit. You ever go to a website and it's a link to a YouTube video, but then you end up watching more YouTube videos at the end with the suggestion.
You forget what you started.
Yeah, what am I here for again?
Stop suggesting stuff. I like it.
But Metallica recently released. Not released them, but. There are now officially licensed Metallica pinball machines, and there's 3 different versions. And
here we go.
I want one so bad.
There's gonna be one here next week.
And they're only it sounds like only, but $1,700.
Oh, you would think
that's cheaper than a MacBook. You know what I'm saying?
I'll get one.
Yeah, I want.
We'll range one on Indiegogo.
Indiegogo, get Chris a Metallica pinball machine.
Just all this stuff Chris wants.
Yeah, because I got the space for it. I'm gonna fucking sleep on the pinball machine. But yeah, and they have they've got a line with Vans of sneakers the Vans, the sneakers.
Vans.
So I want Metallica sneakers. I want Metallica.
It's just a Metallica Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Any Metallica
Help Chris get
Metallica
merchandise. So actually, let's just take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Hello, this is Cordero Ulloa.
I'm Dwight Graham.
Hey, this is Seth.
Hey, podcasters, this is Nick Pilgrim.
We'd like to invite you to sit in for some free funny provided by the Livin' Lame Podcast Entertainment Network. For movie and television news, shared with all the fervor you'd expect from a group of pop culture junkies, check out the insights of Seth Parker, Cordero Ulloa, and Alex Chittenden on Real Chat.
If numerology and astrology interest you, drop in the public forums and join the discussion with Joe Fox, Carrie Fox, and Foxy D on the Foxton. Or pop in on Two Strangers, One Podcast with Chris Cologne and Kristen Montrello and get to know them as they get to know each other.
For music news and concert stories, check out The Breakdown, where we all share our interests and opinions on what we do best, music. Or for the big daddy that started it all, join Cordero Ulloa, Dwight Graham, myself, Joe and Carrie Fox, Seth Parker, and Megan Phelps on Livin' Lame.
To check all these shows out, visit www.livinlamepodcastentertainment.com. It's all one word.
Have a sense of humor.
See ya!
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. Pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-hit-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com.
And now for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we're back.
We're back. Just recent, as in today, Monday.
Uh-huh.
Whatever date is, 22nd. The Boston suspect who's in the hospital.
Oh yeah, the brothers, yeah.
He was just, I don't know the word, but brought on criminal charges. They just read him his, not read him his rights, but they just charged
there was
him.
a thing that they're saying at first that they didn't read him his rights.
Right. And then it was, I don't know. But today, I guess officially being charged would be the word.
Mm-hmm.
And which could lead to, life in prison, obviously, or the death penalty.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
In my opinion, that I just don't think that I don't think he's going to get the death penalty, only because people are going to come out and fight for his rights.
Yeah.
So
I think it'll be too controversial.
People are going to come out, and I'm not saying what's right and wrong. I just I don't think they're going to execute him. He'll probably have life in jail. That's imagine being that guy, like the boat when they found the brother.
I know.
And the brother was in the boat. Like you go and you see, and there's like blood in the boat.
You're like, well, what the fuck?
What's
going on? For fresh air.
Yeah. And there's.
How about they got a hole because it's the boat ruined. It's got all holes and stuff in it.
People have raised money.
I wonder how much money they haven't said anything how much.
It's like ridiculous. It's like $700,000 or something.
He's gonna have like a freaking yacht, like Jizzy style.
Because all these people that the guy did. He's kind of responsible for helping catch.
Dude, what the
public enemy number one at the time. And not for nothing. Maybe it's just me. Did you see who owns the boat?
No, I only saw the house. I didn't see it.
I could be wrong. And forgive me. It looks like your dad.
Oh, let me see. Bring up a photo. I never saw anything. That's really okay. My dad wasn't in Boston. So clear that.
But I just
But that is funny. I never saw the photo.
I could be wrong. I don't want to bring up the picture and you go, that guy doesn't look anything like my father.
I only heard audio of him talking or something. I never saw a photo. But if you ever watch South Park, we always say, who's the dad? Oh my god, Stan Marsh.
Stan Marsh.
That's what my dad looks like.
Yeah.
Stan Marsh's dad. Is that his name?
Stan Kyle? No, Stan Kyle. Oh boy.
The one with the black hair, mustache.
And the mustache, yeah. Let me see. Boston.
I've only heard audio of it, but I never. What's his name even?
I'm trying to see if I can find
it. Was it Duffy? Or was that the neighbor? There was somebody like Robert Duffy.
Yeah.
That might have been a neighbor.
And so I'm looking it up right now, as if we could just vamp for a second.
But yeah, we always say if anybody wants to know what my dad looks like, check out South Park. It's the dad there. Stan Marsh's dad. He's black hair, black mustache. Yeah. My dad's famous. Well, he doesn't know it.
Well, I was seeing the pictures of the guy, and I'm like, Maybe I was wrong, but
I love it if it was my dad. He's like, yeah, I was in Boston. Like, yeah, do you have another house?
But your dad would be like walking the street and people like cheering him on, patting him on the back.
Like, yeah, Dad. He's like, I don't fucking know.
Here's a couple $100. What?
Yeah, alright. While you're looking that up, Tom Cruise's movie Oblivion was a hit, I guess.
I heard it was trash, though.
But box office wise, a lot of people went. But that's the feedback. I was going to ask you that.
I had heard.
I didn't get the premise of it. I guess, in the previews, it was like it's futuristic.
Not to use the
twist.
The movie with Will Smith, I Am Legend, because actually
that's kind of what I thought of.
That movie's a lot older.
Okay.
And because I Am Legend was actually a book first. The guy from Planet of the Apes, the one that's a big NRA buff, he's an older guy now. He was in the first version called the Omega Man. Okay. And then being the last man on Earth or whatever. And then
that's what it reminds me of, Oblivion. Like the last man.
And then but it turns out that he it turns out that
he's been sleeping, it's a nightmare.
Did
you love that when the whole movie was
oh yeah, thanks for wasting 2 hours of my time. It's the Morgan Freeman comes out and is oh, everything you know is a lie.
Right.
And I think it's something like people went underground or something like that. I think.
So your feedback on it was no bueno?
I heard, Dad, it's a little darker hair and darker mustache, but.
Kinda. He has a little too much salt and pepper.
A little salt and pepper over the hair, but.
His hair was darker. Trim the mustache a little bit.
Kind of looks like your dad.
A little bit.
David Hennenberry.
Conveniently, my dad's name is David.
Oh, okay. David Hennenberry. That's his other family in Boston.
What the fuck? Robert Duffy was then somebody. He must have been the neighbor.
Yeah, I think Duffy's probably the neighbor. Yeah, but yeah. So if you want to know what Kristen's dad looks like,
look up. My dad's a freaking hero. Everybody, donate to Indiegogo.
My dad needs a new boat.
My dad needs a new boat. Thank you. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the picture, I was like, that kind of looks like Kristen's dad a little bit. But I've only seen your dad once.
We were at a little bar around here, and there was a twin of my dad. We kept seeing it. We're like, what? We really thought it was a dad. We're like, my dad wouldn't be out here.
I hope not.
And then later we're like, that isn't him. But it was like legit. We had to stare at him for a moment. We're like, okay, no, that's not him. I was like, Dad, you have twins running around. Alright, whatever.
And apparently he has one on the news now.
Local hero.
They found us.
National hero. Yeah.
That's the conspiracy. The conspiracy is that your dad is part of cloning project.
Way to go, Dad.
And I actually saw this morning. My mom was flipping through the news, and they show. Someone went through the trouble of doing a computer rendition of the guy coming up on a boat. It's and there's a fence and the boat, and the guy's walking up from, apparently the blood was on the back side of the boat, and you see the computer generated guy walk up to the boat with blood, and they really need someone to computer generate.
Well, the first day, so we could go on day, when it happened. Mm-hmm. They obviously, because later on I was with my friends and, it's all over the news, what's going on. They clearly Monday and Tuesday didn't really have any more info. Mm-hmm. We're all just kind of waiting. There was so many different renditions, somebody had drew it of what the race is. Okay? And then there was a computer generated version, here's the people. It was clearly you guys have up, obviously there isn't anything to report on.
They're looking for a story.
So they did so many different versions on how to show where people were during the race. I'm oh my god, I know the street now by heart, where everything happened, because that's all they kept showing. I'm like,
and they were both wearing hats.
Oh, they got awesome photos of them. I mean,
wearing that, and I don't know, maybe. Because hats mess up computer recognition, face.
Right.
Because the FBI does have.
Well, the one wore his hat backwards.
That's true.
So it was
yeah.
He didn't really disguise. Because that's what they're saying. He clearly didn't make an effort to disguise himself. The other one had sunglasses on and a hat forward.
Yeah, and those are two things that if they're gonna run your face through a database, sunglasses and a hat kind of throw the computer off.
And I guess I didn't know this because then they were saying they did whatever day released the photo, I don't remember. Where a side profile of one, the younger one. Mm-hmm. And they're I guess the second best thing then compared to a fingerprint, because I guess the ears, nobody has the same ears, so they like to get a shot of the ear. And I was like, that's why they profiles. I didn't know that, and I was like, that makes sense, but I would have thought that.
You learn all this stuff.
Shot.
Yeah, right.
And they were that's an the money shot that they had of the side profile, because his ear was in it. And,
and then the older brother, genius that he is, the one that killed, he logged into it was a Russian version of Facebook. and he logged in on Tuesday night from his phone, and then they lit him up a couple hours later.
And did you hear the younger one that's now in the hospital? I'm not even going to attempt to say their names.
Yeah.
The younger one. So Tuesday or Wednesday? Okay, Tuesday. He's at Dartmouth, right? Is that the college?
Sounds right.
I think that's the one. We're really good.
Hopefully you're not coming to the show for your credible news.
Yeah. He went to a party. He was at the college party. Like, he went back to the dorms, and because, like, they interviewed, like, roommates there and all that, and, like, he acted completely normal. Like, we wouldn't have guessed.
Probably hiding in the sight.
Yeah, like, then the next day, like, helicopters were over and nobody was allowed to leave or something in the college, and they're like, oh. Yeah. And then they find out that's the kid, and they're like, he was at the party.
Yeah,
and acted like nothing happened. Like, how crazy. And that you can do that and then go...
Yeah, it's like...
Go act normal, I guess.
There are people... I'm in a weird position because I am totally for, like, civil liberties, and you should have your, I'm really for, like, you should have your own privacy, even to the point where it is kind of dangerous. And, like, but there were people, like, thinking about, like, the neighborhood being locked down, stuff like that. And it's like...
Do you know why it's being locked down?
I'm for civil liberties so people don't get railroaded.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you have, and especially nowadays, when everybody has a cell phone, everybody has pictures, there's a picture coming out now that they have the guys. Now there's, like, pictures of them all over the place. Like, people, here's them in the background of somebody else's photo.
I was going to say, like, that people now are, like, looking at their photos now that they know, and they're like, holy shit, like, I was close to this guy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, on the chase that they were on when they found him at whatever time in the morning, they were throwing these explosives out. I'm sorry, I want to be on lockdown so that I'm not getting hit by them. Yeah. Because clearly
And the brother had a vest on him, they killed a cop, they robbed a 7-Eleven.
There's a reason you're on lockdown. Like, just be bitching.
That's the thing. I'm for civil liberties as if, so you don't just grab someone in the street, like, you don't have like a scapegoat and say, okay, that person's, but when you have
people were really
this much,
being locked down.
Yeah, people in town are like, complaining, like, oh, we're giving up our civil liberties and we should be able to go outside.
They're clearly trying to find someone.
Yeah, go outside and get fucking blown up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's common sense, and like I said, I'm very for civil liberties, but there's also common sense where, you have to...
looking for someone.
Yeah,
And people who are dangerous, and they're willing to do that, do that act in a crowd, and they were with them that morning where they're throwing stuff at them. I mean, we can all...
And how easy would it have been someone you care about going to that 7-Eleven? You know what I'm saying? And the cop or security guard or somebody that was just sitting in his car and got shot. I mean, it's a little different because, the security has to be out.
Right.
Or law enforcement has to be out. But, it's also common sense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm for civil liberties too, but if something happened up by us, I gotta sit my ass at home. Get this motherfucker, because I don't want to be on
the line. It's not like they were locked down for a week.
Yeah, that's another, and that shows you.
A day? I think it was just a day.
Yeah, and look quick we caught them.
It's obviously they're looking for somebody out in the street.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, I understand. I get their argument a little bit, but
know why they're doing it. It's your own perspective.
Look how fast we caught him.
Yeah. And how about in that morning? I was watching. It was like a movie. I was watching like the live feeds. Because all the news people are there following SWAT team and all that. And I'm like, I just want to be like, if I SWAT, be like, let us do our fucking job. Like, get out of the way.
And these fucking reporters looking for the story. Oh, they yelled for us to get down. What are you doing there?
Like, ooh, your gun.
If these guys will go to the Middle East and shit like that, like.
So in one of the when they're following them, and it was like early morning, because they were saying how they told business people and all that, shut down your businesses. Obviously, we're on lockdown. One of the Dunkin' Donuts workers were there. Like, of course, they were saying how they're in whatever area, and you see all this SWAT and all that, and they're commenting how the Dunkin' Donuts workers are there, and they're sending them home. So I don't know if this guy came out of Dunkin' Donuts or a house. I don't know. All of a sudden, there's a guy running by with like holding a toddler. And obviously he was outside, and they're yelling at him to go home. Like, you hear them all like, go home, because they're like trying to. So I don't know if he came out of Dunkin' Donuts or he was at his house or like on his way home. But it's like, why are you two the only two people out here? Go home. Like, where were you going right now? Like, you had to go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
But
Junior wanted his munchkins.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see all like this SWAT team, and you just see this guy running because they're all yelling at him, and it's like, you have a toddler, because you know.
Right, don't you watch the news?
Right, like, where were you?
And it's like, because on your way, because where I live now, there's a lot of law enforcement training facilities around where I work. So you stopped at the Dunkin' Donuts on your way here, and you're actually late today.
Because it was like a feeding frenzy. The last couple of times I've gone, usually there's nobody there. And the last couple of times I've gone, it's like, line, and I'm like, where? You guys have not been here the last couple of months. Like, what's going on recently? But yeah, recently been feeding time there when I go.
And I drive by that Dunkin' Donuts pretty much on a daily basis. And I was driving by the other day. Now, unfortunately, like, I guess the awning over, they have a little awning over the window where you don't pick up your donuts. There was a kid there on a ladder. Like, I guess something would happen to the awning. And I'm like, I hope you have something to stop a car, because the way it's shaped, a car could easily turn the corner and not realize a little too late to realize that there's a freaking ladder there and kill this kid. Because, I don't think they're paying anybody in Dunkin' Donuts enough money to be on a ladder. Because it wasn't like it was like a construction guy. It was like a kid with like the Dunkin' Donuts apron, up on top of, I don't know, maybe he's changing a fluorescent bulb or something. I don't know, whatever he was up there. But I'm not gonna stand on top of a ladder in a place where cars are generally driving through. You couldn't. That's why my boss go fuck yourself. Not gonna happen. So I thought that was pretty weird. Like, I slowed down. Like, I don't want to go there and like put my car in the way. Like, nobody come and kill this kid.
Orange cones, a caution tape, something around.
And the way it was shaped, I couldn't see where the cars usually come from. I couldn't see from where. Maybe there were cones up there, but it just
just didn't look right.
Yeah, seeing a kid in a ladder in a place where cars usually
like a lawsuit.
Yeah, I guess.
You can sue anybody these days.
Explain to us why it took you 4 hours to change a bulb.
I know. You were up there for your whole shift. I recently watched, I was at the gym and they had that show Splash on. So I'm like front row center watching it, so I really didn't have a choice. It is the stupidest concept. Okay. And the best is, I guess Louis Anderson, I think he volunteered to leave. Like, I guess he got eliminated on the show. So I think like the episode before, I don't know if he got injured or whatever, but he ended up leaving. So all of a sudden it's like, we have a surprise, somebody's back, and it's Louis on the diving board on the top. And I forget the diving board was up high. I forget how high it was this week. I think they increased each. I don't know. So either way, so he's up there in his full wetsuit, and he ends up, now, they're all supposed to, and they do hard dives, like, they're being trained, and they do, like, flip, whatever. I don't know the technical terms for the dive. Like, they all each train, and then they do their dive, and then they're scored on it. Louis goes up there and just jumps in. He's not doing anything. And they legit scored him on it. And I was like, and he got, like, a score of, like, 5 or something like that. Then the next kid who goes, and he's like a young kid from like Disney Channel or something. He does like a full-on flip, and like the I guess quote unquote landing into the water was a little too far. Like, it just wasn't perfect. And he got like a lower score than Louis.
Wow.
I was like, this is not like the score's like a 4. I was like, Louis did better.
Wow.
This is so biased. It was so ridiculous. Like, Louis comes down crying.
And I do remember seeing like a teaser trailer in between episodes, and it was a teaser promo where you see like they show him like tilting forward in like low motion. And it's like, watch what happens.
And he was just like, he jumped like the quote unquote the pencil dive.
Oh, okay.
It was just like him just.
That's all he can do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I was like, why
that or belly flop.
Yeah. Because it's like he can't do like the flip and that all the other people are doing. Then they have, so you go from like the fattest guy jumping in to the tallest, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And then he's like really knows to jump like this height. Because I guess like before he ever did it, he was like, I would never jump this height. Spoiler alert, he ends up jumping. He ends up doing the jump. But it's like, it just didn't look right.
And he's old
so tall.
Man.
And they're like, it's like easy for tall guys to get injured with this height, blah, blah, blah. So he ends up doing it, and I'm like, oh no, he's probably not gonna be able to swim,
That's awful.
As a joke. But it's like he's tall enough, he can just touch the bottom.
Yeah.
He's huge. But I didn't end up seeing him, but he's like injured after he's like, and they're all like, he can't. I was like, see, he can't swim.
Because he's easily in his 60s.
But like,
70s,
I don't know.
He's an older guy.
My guess was he got the wind knocked out of him, but I don't know. Because he was just kind of like, and they're like, okay, he's okay. Okay, EMS. Because who's the host? I think the one is, I don't know who the girl is. I think she's like a gold medalist and probably diving. But it's Joey Lawrence is the guy. Exactly. And they're like, oh, I don't think he's, okay, EMS. And I'm like, oh God, of course. He was just talking about how easy it is to get her. And then, so I don't know if whatever, I didn't see it, but I was like, that poor guy, he was terrified. I think he did like a regular dive.
Yeah, because
what he ended up doing.
Basketball guys. Even if you take away the age, they're generally, awkward isn't the right word because they're athletes, but, you know what I'm saying? They're not known for being.
It's easy for them to, like, break bones and shit.
Because you're a tall dude,
So I don't know I don't know whatever happened, I didn't follow up. But, like, he was struggling, and they're like, oh, alright, EMS! Because are you okay? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay. Like, he flat out said no.
That's not right, because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was, like, early 70s basketball player. Like, he's an old man.
He's not like the young Disney star they got.
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't get, what's his name, Jenner, Bruce Jenner or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's a young guy, you know. He wants to do paddle boating. I guess he could dive.
Probably be better.
And I'm glad when you said it was some kid from Disney Channel. Did you hear about Annette Funicello?
That's right. And that was like last week.
She was like one of the first kids on, first group of Mouseketeers. Which, if there was no Annette Funicello, there would be no Britney Spears. There'd be no Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, and Gosling. He was a.
Oh, I didn't know he was a Mouseketeer.
Come on. Like half of NSYNC was a Mouseketeer. There's a couple other on there. Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, so it's like...
There's a bunch of them.
Because she was Annette Funicello, doing the Mouseketeers. And then, she went on to do a bunch of...
What's his name?
Frankie
Avalon.
Frankie Avalon, I'm sorry, that's the word. I should have... And they went out and started doing a bunch of movies. And like
fun time movies, I guess you could.
Yeah, beach,
like beach party. Woo!
Yeah, beach blanket party and stuff. Yeah. And it's weird that if there was no Annette Funicello,
Britney Spears would not.
You wouldn't have Britney Spears. You wouldn't have.
Okay, so that happened. She passed away, and then a paparazzi saw Britney out that was like, I don't know how they worded it, but it was like, something about Annette. Like, did you hear about Annette, or what are your thoughts on Annette? Mm-hmm. And she said, like, she's good. Like, something stupid.
Oh, she must have not, she didn't know what was going on.
Around, she was like, I misunderstood them or something.
Oh, boy.
She probably didn't know what was going on either. So she had to, tweet an apology, like, I didn't even know, whatever. It was like, she's good. Like, I'm like, that idiot. Nobody could inform her or tell her what the paparazzi said.
Doesn't she live on phone and stuff like that? They tweet.
But it was so ridiculous.
Or does maybe Annette Funicello tweets don't make to her world?
Yeah. But I was like, you would fuck that up, girl. Yes, rest in peace. She was.
Yeah, I'm just even if it wasn't for her, there wouldn't be, for all the celebrities nowadays.
The way for young girl exes, and then
there'd be no
pop star, triple threat, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, pop star. Starting out as a child, and then literally in the footsteps being Mouseketeer. Because all those Bleach makeup movies had singing and dancing and good time movies. Which, not for nothing, I'm really surprised somebody hasn't updated.
Redone it.
Yeah, to have a movie with all these
what do you think,
young female. No, but recently, why can't have Selena Gomez and she's doing that. She did a Spring Break movie recently, but that was a dirty, grimy one.
And I heard it was terrible.
But why? I'm really, really surprised they didn't get
put her as
a Selena Gomez. Like, she could be the next Annette Funicello, where you could have under the guise of being, let's have fun, but didn't just be a reason for perverts to come out and see girls and we'll get Kendall Jenner and
trust me,
and Selena Gomez.
Chris Jenner's on pimping that out.
Selena Gomez, let me see who.
Vanessa Hudgens.
They get that whole High School Musical crew.
See, there you go. That was the version of High School Musical. Was the version of the beach blanket.
Yeah, why not? I'm really sorry. If they're remaking everything else, why not have Bleach Blanket Party?
Yeah.
The new one. And you can make it a musical, High School Musical. You keep Disney behind it.
High School Musical. It was on when I was in college. Like, who the hell knows? It was on our TV. Whatever. Somebody put it on. So they played High School Musical, and right after that it was an encore presentation of it, but with basically captions of the lyrics. Like, why are we doing this twice?
They actually,
it was like the sing-along.
That's on DVD. They actually had that on DVD.
I was like, or you could just put it on closed caption and the whole thing's a sing-along.
And isn't it like a basketball bouncing through the whole? Because I remember seeing the promos, and before you think anything, I was watching, my stepson used to watch the Disney Channel, and they were promoting it, so it was like the Disney Channel, at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and then at 9, it's the sing-along version.
We just watched it.
Yeah. So I'm really, and they still technically can get on that. I can't have another beach blanket bingo or back. When I was growing up, they brought them both back for Back to the Beach.
Oh, okay.
But they were older at the time, and it was like Pee Wee Herman was in it. It was kind of like it was an 80s 90s movie, but it was kind of like trying to capture that magic of that time, and so.
Pee Wee Herman's in it.
Yeah, it was, he was singing the bird song, bird. Everyone's heard about the bird. And, oh God, that brings back good memories. Shoot, I keep losing. I've been losing my kind of thought. I haven't taken my medicine. I haven't taken my medicine in 2 days. I'm fucking.
Going crazy. I might not make it to the next episode.
I'm gonna car with my mom for 6 hours, and I didn't take my Zoloft. That's not a good thing. Yeah, Okay, back to the beach.
Just goes back to that.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Well, kind of brought it on the last one. Reese Witherspoon arrested. Sweetheart.
Oh yeah.
You love her.
Oh no. Okay. This is all right. Okay. So I went to go pick up my mom once again. Part of this week is I go to pick up my mom. Now, my mom, I love her, and I get on the phone with her, and my mom's the type where she will tell me everybody's business. Let's be real here. My mom is one of those ladies,
just knows everything's going
on. And because growing up where I grew up, everybody, all my friends, like their parents were friends with my parents. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's generations, now that my generation's having kids, like, oh, and this one's kid is doing this, and one's kid is doing that. So, my mom tells me everything. I don't want to hear it, but my mom tells me. So I go to my mom's house, and I notice my mom has a new refrigerator and stove. And the reason this strikes a chord with me is because the last one, about 10 years ago, I bought my mom a brand new refrigerator and stove. So I was, and my mom is not one of those types where you have to update it all the time. Right. She's not like a material person like that. But I was like, you got a new, you walk into the kitchen, and one of the first things you notice is a new refrigerator stove. They were bought at Sears and Frigidaire and whatever. And, and I'm like, you tell me the most nonsense bullshit about other people's lives, but you fail to remember to tell me, oh, I forgot,
You spent, that's a good lump of change.
Yeah, and it's like, I think maybe she just wanted to spare my feelings.
Yeah,
I replaced the shit you bought me. Because, and that was, not that it was a joke. My mom was like, this is going to be my refrigerator and oven till I die,
Right.
Sort of. And so she's just like, and I'm like, you tell me everything. You tell me about shit I don't care about, people that I haven't seen in 20 years. And, and this one and this person died of an overdose, and that person, and this person's son came out of the closet, and every other person's business, but you seem to forget to remind to tell me that you got a new refrigerator and oven. So my feelings were kind of hurt a little bit. I don't know, I was like, because you walk in and when you walk in the kitchen, a refrigerator and oven, like the first things you notice, and when you walk in the room, you're like, something's different here. I'm like, and I got it like the nice like soul looking refrigerator, now it's black, and I'm like, and then I'm like, what happened to the old one? Oh, I gave it to the porter. You gave there was nothing wrong with that fridge, And I hope this is okay. I broke the pull-out tray for like the crisper bin.
Yeah,
I broke it. It was still.
It's your fault. You gotta replace it.
It was still out, and I closed the door. I wasn't paying attention, and so I cracked it, and it got cracked to the point where you couldn't recover it.
Sounds like you have to get a new fridge then.
And it's like, I'm like, I hope and I pray that my mother did not buy a whole new fridge because I cracked a shelf for the crisper bin. So
I guess you can inadvertently blame yourself.
Yeah, Mom, you tell me everything except the fact that
you went out and got
and she told me about other people. She told my uncle who lives across the street. She'll tell me that he renovated his bathroom. Oh, you should see, bathroom is gorgeous. Oh, but you can't tell me.
She can't tell you what's
that
going
you
on
replaced.
In her life. That's crazy talk.
Hurting my feelings.
Sorry,
so,
Chris. So sorry.
Yeah, so I got my mom down for the next couple of days, and it's so. But going on the trip, I forgot to bring my medicine with me. So I've been like, I don't want to say irritable. That's probably not the word, but yeah, irritable. Yeah, and not for nothing, I do go online, and it's like withdrawal, symptoms, suicidal thoughts, and
thank God your mom was with you.
And it's just
you want to kill yourself more.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Mom.
This is your fault.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Okay. Now there's a couple things. So I going to New York City, leaving the city, driving, I'm going up 3rd Street. 3rd Street, and 3rd Street is pretty much the whole island long, but there's a part of 3rd Street which has the headquarters for the Hells Angels. Mm-hmm. And I have like a couple of t-shirts in my collection. I wear motorcycle themed and heavy metal and hard rock and comic books. I mean, I'm a big 15-year-old kid. I even have shirts to say like support the 3rd Street Crew, because that's their nickname, the 3rd Street Crew. There is a fucking Starbucks on the corner of the block that the Hells Angels, and not that the Hells Angels are going to come and like block commerce and stuff like that, but I mean,
what if they walk around with their cafe mocha?
Yeah.
What about it was a Dunkin' Donuts?
It should be. It's like that whole area has gotten so gentrified. I mean, obviously the Hells Angels ain't going nowhere. How many hipsters in the world, but
see them walking around with a grande,
and because that
on their bikes.
You big burly guy, 350 pounds with a leather vest and a beard down to his gut.
Yeah, I gotta stop his jokes.
Let me get caramel macchiato.
Gotta stop and stubs real quick.
Let me get an extra shot of espresso.
That's great.
And so it just, New York City keeps breaking my heart. Like, you know, it's, I can't, I go home, it's like I go home, but it's not like going home. It's not the home I remembered, you know? So, it's just been...
Sorry that happened to you, Chris.
Yeah, it was nice going. It was nice, you know, it's nice to go home. It's not, you know, my land. I feel like Native American, like they stole my land.
Give
you know,
it back.
I know, it's like, that's where and none of my friends live in my old neighborhood. And
you gotta give them those blankets. What was it, smallpox?
Smallpox. Walking to
suddenly Starbucks is smallpox outbreak.
Like on their Wi-Fi, like it'll be like giving all the computers a virus or something like that.
That's your version of smallpox.
Yeah.
I'll take you down one wireless at a time.
One hotspot at a time. Have you seen the Patton Oswalt outtakes from Parks and Rec?
No.
Okay.
Was it on YouTube or?
It's on YouTube. Now I've said it before. I'm not a fan of Parks and Rec.
Even though I am.
And actually, I'm not even a fan of Patton Oswalt because I know he's part of like not new, but that wave of alternative comics. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm more of Brian Posehn kind of guy. You know, Brian Posehn with the big glasses and the big, you know. And the only reason is because I watched this documentary about wineries, and it was the guy who's I watch a lot of documentaries, and it was about the guy who's the lead singer of Tool, James Maynard Keenan. He's still doing music, but his new passion is wineries, and he bought.
So there's a lot on
he brought a vineyard, and he has the money to do it, you know. And so
that's awesome.
He has Patton Oswalt come, and he has and it's like Tim and Eric from Tim and Eric come out. Like he has all these guys, and obviously he brings these guys on to be funny, and they're funny. But like Patton Oswalt, and Patton Oswalt obviously was hammered out of his mind because his face was glowing red. Obviously, he had a bunch of, and he's there with James, but he was kind of being real douchey.
I was gonna say, sometimes his stand-up can be real. Like, whoa, that's Patton Oswalt. Like, I don't remember him being like that.
Yeah, I mean, the voice of Ratatouille and
King of Queens. Like King of Queens, he was like the nerdy guy, like can't get laid, like with his mom, can't get laid. And then it's like, oh, you're kind of douchey in your stand-up.
Yeah, he's pretty
like a total like not what you expect. Yeah,
but I think for years he was probably like persecuted for being a nerd.
Right now he's like, now I gotta change it.
And now that he has money and a little bit of fame and power, he's kind of turning his douche. He's turning into what he always used to kind of fight against.
I hated those people.
But that being said, I mean, he does have his nerd roots, and I can't deny. I feel like I'm like a nationality. He's keeping true to his nerd roots.
Still has his roots.
But it's a 9-minute clip where he's playing a citizen in the town, and he's forming a quote unquote citizen filibuster.
Okay.
And and that sounds like something funny that they would do on the show or whatever. So I'll be honest with you, they say it's improv. You could tell he's looking at notes.
Okay.
But, he does this, improv. I mean, I don't deny that he wrote it, but I don't think he came up with this stuff off the top of his head.
Like a true improv.
Yeah. And he does this whole 9-minute rant because he's trying to filibuster, so he's trying to waste time about, his notes on the next Star Wars movie.
Okay.
And now Star Wars is on Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Disney owns Marvel also. So he starts doing like this whole rant about, and then, Thanos, who's from the Avengers movies, he's from Marvel Comics, but, and Thanos comes out, and then Wolverine, and then, so then Professor X, and now they meet up with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and so it's this whole long nerdy rant about Star Wars and Marvel, and like he's like doing the whole movie, and, I do have to give him kind of credit for that. It was very fun, and like there's someone actually went online, this is making all the nerd circles where it's like, it's a poster. Someone made a poster about his version of the movie, and it's got like Iron Man and Chewbacca and Han Solo and Yoda, and it's pretty funny, and X-Men, and it's like, and it's awesome. It's a pretty awesome poster. Obviously, someone photoshopped.
I posting that, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, so it's pretty. I thought
it's got every character, every nerd.
Yeah, it's like every character, which technically, I mean, they are both owned by Disney, but
so you think it's nowhere?
No, I don't think it would. It would never really happen. But it was kind of.
You wouldn't mind if it happened.
I got to represent for my nerd brethren, for my fellow nerd countrymen. And let me see. You got anything else? I'm just kind of. I'm really winging it this episode.
I think I've done all my bad notes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I am kind of writing a comic. I got this new app, this thing out there called Story Dice.
Never heard of it.
And what it is, you know, you roll the dice, and each of the dice
tells you what to do.
It has
something.
pictures on it actually.
Okay.
So like.
It's like it'll sex dice.
Yeah, it is kind of like sex dice because you go and you roll the dice, and one die will be a picture of a tree, and the other dice will be a king's crown.
Riff off of
and then you kind of go, okay, tree, king's crown, king of the forest, and all this. So it's what's story dice. So they actually have physical story dice that you could buy in the store, because I was at a store, you know, I was at the comic book shop the other day, and I was like, you know, because they sell dice for role playing games, stuff like that. But they actually have an app called Story Dice. So like I didn't have to go out and buy the Story Dice. I just downloaded the app to my phone. So I've been using the Story Dice to kind of like help me write my comic, just to kind of just give me a little inspiration. And it's you know, any aspiring writers out there. It was $2. You know, I mean, the dice are freaking $5, you know, things, or $7, excuse me. So, you know, you actually, brand is on your phone, and you never have, I don't walk around with dice. I mean, I guess I would. I mean, you know, I have my D20 around here, so yeah, I have my D20 right here, right? My computer, yay. I have my big, giant, fist-sized 20. But
softball.
Yeah. Oh, if you threw this at somebody, you cracked the shit out of somebody.
Killed him with a D20.
Roll for initiative, bitch. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Oh, okay, Thor. The Thor. That's the the picture, the teaser art for Thor 2. They're doing Ant-Man now. Also, there's a video circling the internet now where someone had your phone out at a screening, and it's just test footage, just kind of giving you an idea. Ant-Man does wear kind of like a suit.
Do we know who Ant-Man is? Did they?
I don't think they've announced an actor. The person in the trailer, it is all fully suited out. You do not see the character. Yeah. But, you know, it's being directed by the guy who did, you know, Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So he's running down a hallway at these guys with guns. Oh, spoiler alert. But they said that this is probably not even going to be in the movie. It's just sort of like to give the art guys and to kind of give, because you're pitching this movie when you're trying to get money, you gotta show them, hey, look, this is what. So he's running. Now what happens is they start shooting guns at him. So what he does is he shrinks into an ant size. So, because I guess, you know, some people call him Ant-Man. It depends on what comic book you're reading. Like, they used to be Plastic Man, now they call him Elongated Man. Oh, okay. So,
Stretch.
So since he shrinks, now the bullets don't hit him because he's shrunken out to. So then you see him, he shrinks to the thing, but he still has momentum, so he lands on top of the gun that the guy's shooting. So now there's this, and this for test footage, pretty cool. He's running up the gun as like the size of an ant.
Yeah.
But, you know, I guess like he still has, even though he's smaller, he still has the same mass. So you see this little guy jump off the gun, that's still shooting, mind you. He jumps off the gun and like jumps to the guy's face and like kicks him in the jaw. But
kicks him in the jaw. Can you even feel that?
But he has like same mass.
Oh, okay.
So it would be like getting kicked in the face by someone, like invisible person, like that. And of course, it's all cool, slow motion. It looks,
ant foot.
It looks pretty cool, and it was leaked, but I think it was one of those things where I think it was leaked, like an unofficial leak, you know, or you know, so
his little leg.
It looks pretty. It looks. And then, like, cause then he kicks them or whatever, and then, like, he gets back in the elevator, then you see the elevator, and then right before the doors close, he zooms back normal size. And so it's pretty, you know, it's, you know.
It'd be interesting if they pulled that off.
Yeah, I have to.
Like, if it's done right.
Well, that's all being, because then they're going to bring Ant-Man into the Avengers. Because he is one of, like, the original members that they kind of seem to have forgotten when they were making the movies. Ant-Man, Thor 2, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man 3, all that wonderful nerdy stuff I have to represent. Okay, so please visit twostrangersonepodcast.com. You can find the links for everything. First and foremost, our Indiegogo. Please share us with your friends. And we want to thank the people who have supported Andre, Shafayet, Alana Brown-Smith, Mujige Cooper. They gave very generously, and I appreciate that. Even if you can't afford to donate, just share us on your page. Just say, hey, because I think the video alone is worth watching because it's funny. And actually, I want to do a second video, but it wouldn't even have us in it because I want to do a shit people say.
Oh, okay.
I want to do a shit people say to podcasters.
Podcasters.
So I have a list. I don't want to split on the. Okay, I'll run the list by you after the show. To kind of pimp our Indiegogo and then kind of like, you know.
Shit people say.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe hitting up one of the improv shows and saying, look, do we ever just say a couple lines and then edit that all together? So I do want to do a shit people say, probably for our 30-day mark. But go and watch the video. So even if you can't afford to give us a dime, just share us with your friends, because the more people that get out there, the more the message gets out there. Because I could go, hey, listen to my show, it's funny. It doesn't sound right coming from me. If someone goes, hey, check out, they're funny, sounds better.
Share it, yo.
I do. I mean, I had stuff on eBay, once again, video games that never sold, so they're like $1 a piece. That money goes to support the show. If you have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, iPad Mini, all that wonderful iDevices, you can subscribe to us on iTunes. Just search for Two Strangers, One Podcast under podcasts in the iTunes store. You can stream us on the Stitcher app, STITCHER. That's how I listen to all my podcasts. I love Stitcher. The people who work there are very cool, very awesome. Visit Two Strangers, One Podcast to get links. One, to get the link to our Indiegogo page, because I don't even know it off the top of my head. The links to our Facebook, to our Twitter. Not that our Twitter is basically just repeating what happens on our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook, hover over the like button, click show newsfeed, share our Facebook page with your friends. Welcome to all the new listeners, and thank you guys, because our numbers are going up every day. There's a nice steady flow of people liking our page, and thank you for, if you have been sharing it, and that's why we've been getting all these likes. I appreciate it. Let me see what else. I think that's it. Oh, and of course, with the indie, our brothers Live and Lame on the West Coast. There's Live and Lame. There's the Foxton, the Real Chat podcast, the Breakdown. The Breakdown's their radio show, their audio show about music. I've been releasing episodes of Chris's Hidden Metal Show. I make the playlists. I play the music. Hear a little bit of me talking in between songs, but only because I like to share little facts of the songs. We're on episode 10 of Chris's Hidden Metal Show. I haven't even worked 11 yet, so I got sometime between the week working with mom, stuff like that. I gotta get another episode up there. They've been coming out every Sunday, so I'll have Friday afternoon to work on that. And also our live show, if you're in the Rochester area, June 15th, hopefully you came across us through the Indiegogo, or if I spammed you. We are hosting an event. We're working on getting improv, but it's pretty much gonna happen. Then we're gonna get up on stage and have fun with some of the improvers, maybe even with the band. And then, the headliners of, even though it's our event, the headliners are gonna be the JJ Lang Band. Come out and support live original music. These guys are awesome, and not that there's anything wrong with cover bands, but they're covering music. It's other people's stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all the bands that they're covering were original bands themselves at one point. Come out and support live music, and you can say, "Oh, I saw them back when, before they got famous." Be one of those hipsters. I liked them before they were famous. So, Stranger Con. Yeah. I bash hipsters, but I don't think hipsters listen to the show, but if they did, be one of the first to say, "Oh, I saw JJ Lang Band before they were famous." So,
thank you.
We have our show coming out June 15th, 1199 Main Street. You can find all the information on twostrangersonepodcast.com. We certainly hope you guys enjoyed recording and had as much fun as we did. We hope you guys... see, without my meds, I go, oh, fuck. We certainly hope you guys enjoyed listening and had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristen.
Don't be a stranger.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled C-O-L-O-N.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking, are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea, man.
Is.
Look at her, fucking, she's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show. I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I
and
will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.